Step into the unknown with the shadow frequency and your host, Matt Wilson, as he takes you where the shadows hum.
This drawer never wants to budge. Hang on. Got it. Well, would you look at this, Matt? Why is there a photograph of you standing proudly next to a Bigfoot statue?
Hey, that's from a very serious investigation, Juniper. The truth can hide in fiberglass too, you know.
Mm-hmm. And what about this? It looks like it's covered in hieroglyphics. Where did this even come from? A spacecraft or maybe the bottom of your junk drawer?
Depends on who you ask. Some say it's scrap metal. Others say it fell from the sky.
Well, before we drift too far off into space, let me see. Here it is. Episode 188, Ghost of Quarantine's Lost Souls.
That's the one. Thank you, Juniper. Time to open the file and see what's waiting for us in the shadows.
And with that, we'll start the show. Matt, let's begin. Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the air hums with the strange and the unknown. I'm Juniper, your guide through the static, and tonight, we're peeling back the veil on a place where the past refuses to rest. Picture this, a lonely cliff on Australia's North Head, overlooking the dark waves of Sydney Harbour. The quarantine station in Manly, a place built to cage disease, but now it's a prison for something else entirely. Over 500 souls perish there, smallpox, Spanish flu, cholera, and their cries still echo through the empty halls. Shadowy figures slip through locked doors, and ghost tours whisper of presences that watch from the dark. Matt, are you ready to step into this haunted fog?
No, Juniper, you've got my spine tingling already.
Right.
I'm ready to walk those eerie paths. Hope I don't bump into anything or anyone in the shadows.
Good luck, Matt. The file's all yours. Let's see what chills you've got for us tonight.
Thanks, Juniper, for digging into that dusty old file cabinet and pulling out this chilling case. Tonight, we're cracking open the file on the North Head Quarantine Station in Manly, Australia, a place where the line between life and death feels paper thin. Let's set the scene. It's the 1830s, and ships arriving in Sydney Harbour are teeming with passengers, some carrying deadly diseases like smallpox, cholera, or the Spanish flu. To protect the city, the sick are ferried to North Head, a rugged, isolated spit of land where the quarantine station waits. For 150 years, from 1828 to 1984, over 13,000 people were held there, locked away in a limbo of fear and fever. Officially, 572 died, their bodies buried in 3 lonely cemeteries on the cliffs. But whispers, and some historians, suggest the true number could be closer to 4,000, lost in the gaps of crumbling records. The station's buildings still stand. The hospital, the shower block, the dormitories, even the gravedigger's cottage, not named for who lived there, but for the spectral figure in a black cloak and a wide-brimmed hat who stalks its halls. Visitors on ghost tours, which have run since the 1990s, report seeing him, his shadowed form gliding through the cottage's kitchen or looming near the cemeteries. Some feel hands tightening around their throats, a suffocating pressure, as if reliving a woman's murder in that very house, drowned, they say, in the bathtub. Then there's the shower block, a corrugated iron relic where new arrivals were doused with skin-searing phenol. A tall man in a fedora and a young girl in a white dress are seen here, peering over the cubicles. One visitor felt boiling heat, like scalding water, only to step outside and feel fine. Another swore something touched her in the empty block, spinning around to find no one there. The hospital is no less active. The spirit of a matron, stern and watchful, is said to roam the wards, disapproving of disrespect. Deep scratches mark a table where patients were restrained for painful treatments, and EMF meters flare to life as guides ask, "Are you still here?" One boy on a tour watched his meter flash wildly, as if the matron herself answered. And the dining hall. Oh, the dining hall. A translucent woman in period dress sits at a table, staring out the window, her face etched with sorrow. Some hear a phantom piano, its notes drifting through a room with no instrument. Is she waiting for family who never came? Every corner of this place hums with unrest. Footsteps echo on verandas. Lights flicker in locked buildings. Visitors driving away have seen figures dart across North Head Scenic Drive, vanishing into the night. The quarantine station isn't just haunted, it's a tapestry of trapped souls, their pain woven into the very stones. Juniper, I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling eyes on the back of my neck just talking about this place.
Matt, I'm gripping my chair here. Those stories, it's like the station's still holding those souls in quarantine. What's next?
Let's take a quick break, then dive deeper into the shadows. Back to you, Juniper.
Well, listeners, I hope you're holding up after that first half. The North Head Quarantine Station is giving me chills, and we're only halfway through. What's coming next? More eerie encounters? Maybe something even darker lurking in those old buildings? What do you think? Have you ever felt a presence like that? I'm curious. Let's pause for a word from our friend Chris Beach, then we'll dip into the mailbag before Matt pulls us back into the fog.
Cheers, Juniper. If the shadows have drawn you in, stay a while. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, or wherever you tune in to your favorite podcasts. Dive deeper at shadowfrequencypodcast.com. There, you can explore our complete episode archive, check out our Shadow blog for deeper dives into each case, snag some exclusive merch, or even help support the show by buying us a coffee. And here's something fun. Leave us a voicemail on the site and tell us where in the world you're listening from. You just might hear yourself on the next episode. Take it away, Juniper.
Thanks, Chris. Time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer. All right, flipping the switches now. Let's see what it churns out. Ah, here's a strange little note drifting through the static. Let's pry it open and see what our listener had to say. This one's from Daniel R. in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and he writes, "Hi, Matt and Juniper. I just wanted to say how much I enjoy tuning into the Shadow Frequency. I usually listen late at night through Spotify with the lights low and a cup of coffee in hand. Really sets the mood for the eerie stories you tell. The way you dig into old cases, lost files, and mysterious encounters makes me feel like I'm right there flipping through the file cabinet with you. Episode after episode, I catch myself replaying sections because the details are just too fascinating to only hear once. Keep up the great work. Your podcast is one of the highlights of my day. Best, Daniel R." Oh, Daniel, you're speaking my language with that late night vibe. Thanks for the love. Makes us feel like we're all huddled around the same creepy campfire. Keep those lights low and send us more thoughts at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. All right, Matt, take us back to North Head's haunted cliffs.
We're back, diving deeper into the North Head Quarantine Station, where the air feels thick with the weight of the past. Let's walk these haunted grounds again, peeling back more layers of the strange and unsettling. The Gravedigger's Cottage is where things get especially dark. Paranormal investigators have recorded EVPs, electronic voice phenomena, in that house, capturing whispers that shouldn't exist. One visitor felt like they were underwater, their hearing muffled, as if the spirit of that murdered woman was pulling them into her final moments. Mediums believe her death was violent, her spirit unable to leave the cottage's walls. Some tours even skip this building if the group seems too nervous. It's that intense. Then there's the Asiatic quarters, where a traditionally dressed Chinese man is often seen. He's described as calm, almost curious, watching visitors from doorways or near the old dormitories. One guide, Ross, shared a story of a guest who felt a gentle tug on their sleeve, only to turn and see no one. The records are spotty, but the station's history of separating Asian immigrants from Europeans during its racist past adds a layer of sorrow to these sightings. The boiler room, though, offers a lighter note. Or does it? A playful boy's spirit is said to linger here, his laughter heard among the rusted machinery. Some say he's a child who died during the 1918 Spanish flu outbreak, his innocence trapped in a place of so much pain. But even his presence feels bittersweet, a flicker of light in a sea of tragedy. Now let's pause for a moment of reason. Could some of these experiences be explained? The human mind is a tricky thing. Dark, creaky buildings and tales of death can spark imaginations. EMF spikes might come from old wiring, not spirits. Shadows could be tricks of light, especially in a place lit by red bulbs for spooky effect during tours. But here's the thing. Even skeptics admit that some encounters, like those EVPs or the consistent sightings of the same figures, defy easy answers. It's something to chew on as we wonder deeper. Back to the hospital, where the matron's presence is strongest. One tour group saw a door creak shut on its own, a dark shape flickering in the frame. Another guest snapped a photo showing a hand reaching toward a bridal party at a wedding held on the grounds. Nobody was there when the shutter clicked. The station's history of suffering, from bubonic plague to typhoid, seems to have left an imprint, like a record stuck on repeat. And then there's the little girl in the shower block, her voice complaining about the acid showers. A 17-year-old on a school trip in 2024 saw a tall, lanky figure swaying in the aisle, too tall for the cubicles, vanishing when he blinked. His friend felt a pinch on their shoulder, standing against a wall with no one behind them. These aren't just stories, they're fresh, raw accounts from people shaken to their core. As we stand on North Head's cliffs, the wind carrying the faint cries of the past, it's clear the quarantine station isn't done telling its story. Are these souls trapped, reliving their final days? Or is something else holding them here, something we can't yet understand? The station remains, watching Sydney Harbor, its ghosts waiting for those brave enough to listen. Juniper, I'm not sure I'd sleep easy at Q Station's hotel, knowing who or what might be wandering those halls.
Matt, I'm half expecting a ghostly matron to scold me for slouching right now. That skeptic moment threw me, though. Old wiring? Really? Still, those stories, they stick with you.
They do all right, Juniper. Wrap us up before something follows us home.
What a journey through the haunted haze of North Head Quarantine Station, from shadowy grave diggers to sorrowful spirits in the dining hall. This place is a chilling reminder that some stories never fade. Thanks for joining us, listeners, as we peeled back the veil on episode 188. If you got your own eerie tales or thoughts on tonight's case, send in the Shadow Podcast at protonmail.com. Find us on our website, shadowfrequencypodcast.com, or follow The Static on our socials. You can find our links on our website. Come back next time for another strange case from the file cabinet. Matt, want to say goodnight?
Good night, listeners. Watch out for those shadows.
Sleep tight, if you dare. Until next time, this is the Shadow Frequency, signing off.
This episode was produced with a commitment to exploring the unexplained while grounding our discussion in documented discoveries. All interpretations are speculative and intended for entertainment purposes.